the faithful Hall of Fame, Joseph.
So apparently Canaan is also home to P.T. Barnum?
So this is Joseph. Hey! You see, Joseph was the son of Israel and Rachel.
So just for some context as to how we got to this dude named Israel, let's just go back to Isaac, Abraham's traumatized child. Isaac eventually had two sons, Esau and Jacob. One day, Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of soup. And thus, Jacob was blessed by Isaac, and then years later, God decided that the name Jacob just wasn't doing it for him anymore and decided to change his name to Israel for the sake of some foreshadowing. And that brings us to Israel, who is 3 generations removed from Abraham and now has a son named Joseph. Let's see if he can manage to not almost slaughter his own son after hearing voices in his head.
Israel loved Joseph more than all 12 of his sons.
Oh, so Joseph isn't the firstborn. Well, God clearly would have no use for that then. He can live.
In fact, he made Joseph a coat to show him how much he loved him.
Such a stunning coat of many colors. How he loved his coat of many colors. It was red and yellow and green and brown and blue.
When Joseph's brothers saw this, they hated Joseph.
Well, naturally, look at that badass fucking coat. That is absolutely worth hating somebody over. I mean, hell, I'd probably even sell my own brother into slavery for a coat like that. I mean, I'm not sure where I would get that idea, but, I'd totally do it.
One night, Joseph had a dream.
That's not a dream. That's an acid trip.
When he awoke, Joseph told the dream to his brothers.
What a noisy little asshole. Couldn't it just wait until morning, Joseph?
He said, "Listen to this dream I had. We were gathering grain when suddenly my bundle of grain rose up and all of you bowed to me."
Okay, so it was definitely an acid trip.
This made his brothers hate Joseph even more, and they said, "You're gonna rule over us?" Then Joseph had another dream. And he told it to his brothers and his father.
Really, Joseph? Is that a fucking tuba? What the hell is wrong with you?
He said, "Listen, I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." This time, Israel heard the dream and rebuked Joseph, saying, "Will your mother and brothers and I actually come and bow down before you?" The brothers were even more angry when they heard the second dream.
You know, you'd think by now Joseph would have taken the hint and just kept his mouth shut about any future dreams.
Israel, however, decided to think about what Joseph was saying. One day, Joseph's brothers were working when they saw Joseph coming to meet them. One of his brothers mocked him and said, "Here comes the dreamer. Come on now, let's kill him and throw him away to be devoured by a ferocious animal."
Holy fucking shit. Did we really just go from a boy ignorantly telling his dreams to his family to a premeditated domestic homicide?
Then we'll see what comes of his dreams. One of the brothers named Reuben wanted to rescue Joseph, so he said, "Let us not take his life. Instead, throw him in the pit."
Yeah.
So is this the pit or just a pit? If it really is the pit, what the hell are they using it for, and why is it so close to where the sheep are being kept? And regardless of what kind of pit this is, Reuben doesn't want to save Joseph, he just doesn't want to get his own hands dirty and would rather let Joseph slowly starve to death.
So when Joseph came to his brothers, they attacked him. They took the robe their father had given Joseph. They hoisted Joseph up and threw him into the well.
Oh, so now it's a well. Is there water in the well? If so, where is it? If not, what's the point of having a well in the first place? Don't tell me you were just too lazy to animate water.
Then they saw a group of men from Midian coming towards them. Judah thought it would be a good idea to sell Joseph to these men. So the brothers sold Joseph to the merchants for 20 shekels.
So if my light research is correct, it seems like 20 shekels is about what somebody would be paid for 2 full years of unskilled work in those times. Honestly, not a bad deal.
The brothers then took the coat of many colors back to their father and made him believe that Joseph had been killed.
When I think of his last great battle, a lump comes to my throat. It takes a man who knows no fear to wrestle with a goat.
Israel wept for his son whom he loved. Meanwhile, Joseph was taken as a slave to Egypt to work in the house of a man named Potiphar, for Joseph's story was only just beginning.
You know, I could be wrong, but it seems to me like they're trying to set up for a sequel here. Sneaky bastards, they stole the Hollywood formula and they're using it to keep our children engaged with their shitty Bible stories. We'll pick back up with Joseph in the next video, but until then, thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to check out the God Is Not Good merch shop to help support Doctors Without Borders using the link in the description, and as always, have a blessed day, fellow heathens.